Welcome to Thank God You're Not My Child. Remember, it's a comedy podcast where I talk about whatever I want to. And yes, that was a deep voice. Guys, it's been 3 fucking weeks and I can say the F word. Yeah, I just said it. This new knee, this surgery, it was the worst surgery I've had ever. Yes, I know. Looks like we're going to start this episode out on just between us. I couldn't even get to the table to edit things, to put an episode out. That's serious, guys. And I think if I could have maybe moved my computer in here, I could have worked some. Guys, this pain was serious. All the issues I've had over my lifetime, which I've done episodes off, and with this nerve damage, I knew it was going to be rough and I knew it was going to be different than even the normal things that they had said because things are just normally different with my body. I mean, everything is weight loss, weight gain, things I eat. It's just like everything is just so different. And so I knew it was going to be rough. But the first week, I think the main problem was if you know me, I mean, I know I could be an alcoholic. I know I could be a drug addict. I'm gonna be addicted on something. And so therefore, bring it on. And so over the years, I've just made myself get addicted to daycare, taking care of kids. Yes, addictions are not all bad. Of course, sometimes even the good addictions turn out to be doing too much. You know? And that's what this whole episode is I had the surgery and I've had so many people that are older than I because at 55, this is young to have a complete new knee. And I'm doing everything they say. Well, the first problem was in the hospital. I didn't want to take the pain pills too much. I didn't want the pain shot too much. And then finally doing therapy and walking and crying through this, they go along to tell me that I need this pain stuff every 4 hours because there's a reason for this, that I have to be able to heal. So in the hospital, I reluctantly took the pain meds every 4 hours. I took them, they brought them in. I did not argue because I needed that. But when I got home, you know what I needed? I needed, well, first of all, I needed less fucking pain, but I knew the pain was coming. And so I didn't want to take too many pain pills. That's what you're hearing about. People getting addicted on pain pills. People taking too many pain pills. People running out of pain pills. So, I mean, these are their fears. And so I'm in pain all the time with this nerve damage because you're going to get stuck on pain pills. And that's what I heard. So whenever I realized I only had so many pain pills after a day home, so this is like Wednesday, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I came home and I was hurting so bad that I took 2 pain pills. Then realized, oh fuck, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be that person because I was only supposed to take one every 4 hours. People, I was supposed to take one every 4 hours. And by the time I got home and the tears, and I took 2 pain pills, oh fuck. And after something like that, because you're so scared that you're going to hooked on them or you're going to use too many, and then you get home and the first thing you do is use too many. Yeah. So I didn't really realize that I only had so many pain pills because the federal has such laws on when oxy can be filled. I did not realize that I was supposed to have 2 extra days of oxy filled and nobody else was in my life. We're just going to put it that way. And so by the time I hit it Monday to go to physical therapy with no pain pills because I ran out, um, and because I was 2 days shy, wasn't because I was taking too many, I only did that once. I would take that about an hour and a half before I had to walk or do any physical therapy because that's all I had. Well, I couldn't drive to the physical therapy. I pulled a muscle a week ago in my big right muscle in my right leg, and it's taken me over a week to work that shit out. And I'm sure it was just because I'd waited a week, being too stubborn, should have just taken that, and not realizing I had more done because I don't do this for, yeah. Anyway, so it was just one fucked up last 3 weeks. And I've finally gotten that large muscle done out. I won't even tell you how many fucking times I've peed on myself getting the 3 feet from my bed to the fucking bathroom with a walker between me. When you can't go fast, you can't sit fast. Lord have mercy. So then you don't drink as much. So then you get dehydrated. And then you get, yeah, okay. It's a whole, whole fucking 2-hour movie on just rehabbing from this new knee. And all I can say is if there's people older than me doing these new knees without nerve damage and it's anywhere close to this pain, I don't know how the fuck you guys have done this. I just don't know. So I have 3 more weeks to go, and all I can think of is there are 85-year-old people out there getting new knees, and they're not crying, and they're not doing anything, so what the fuck? You know? Also, don't underestimate your mom's help when you've had surgery or your mom being around. She might not be there all the time, but you know they are. And then that made me start thinking of my mama. My mama was there when I had surgery. She didn't have to be. Because I figured worst comes to worst. You know what? Fuck my knee up. Just amputate it from like the thigh down. We'll deal with the new leg. We'll get it all healed up and I'll move on. Because this whole right side is the bane of my existence now. But other than that, the good news is I've been able to watch a lot of shows laid up. Although, really, that's not true because I've had many, many days where the TV hasn't even come on. And I haven't even really, I mean, when you're in severe pain, watching TV is extremely hard. So there's been a lot of days laid in the dark watching out the window, and thank God I live on all this property where I can look out and see the beautiful trees blowing and all to remember that life doesn't suck out there. It just sucks in here where the new knee is. But there was this one show I was watching that I could not believe the shit I was watching, guys. It's called I Love My Mama's Boy. And I have a son and he can say he's the mama's boy. But you know one thing his mama would never do? I am his mama. I would never come between him and someone he loved, even if it wasn't good for him. And I can say that from experience because I have had that happen. And my son did rush to get married when he was barely young enough to be a Marine. He was barely old enough to be a Marine. She was barely old enough, not even really to be out of high school, and it was something that should not have been done. But he didn't want to go to Iraq alone. And you know what? I supported him and we had a wedding for them. And even though it ended 4 years later with her making him getting out of the Marines, and I didn't even ask everything that happened. I was just there to listen to him. I didn't want my kids to have to ever go through a divorce. I've already been through that a couple of times and it's not fun. So you want to break your heart, let your kids go through things that you never wanted to go through and you have. I never wanted my son to go through a divorce. Do I wish kinda I had maybe pulled more of a mom card and said no? No, I don't. Because your kids need to have their own say. We His dad and I and her parents, I do believe I know I talked to my son and I talked to her both of them and told them they could wait and time it tells and all that stuff we were supposed to do. But in the long run, you support your kid and you just pray they make it through everything that happens and You're there when they need you, and because that's what you do. You're the fucking mom. Yet, you don't want them to go through that, but it is life experiences. So, yeah. Do you know what you should not do, moms? You should not step in between you and your kids. Let me just tell you a few things you should not do. First of all, if your child's married, you should never, never try to come between your kid and the wife. Because if you have a son and they have a wife, I don't know about you, but I thought my husband needed to take my side because I'm a believer that when you say I do, you are with that person. Now, I'm always going to be my kid's parent, mom. I'm always my son's mom. I'm always my daughter's mom. But you know what? That's just who I am. I'm always there for them, and they know that. But dude, there are just certain things that you should not do as a mama. You should not, never know anything about your son's sex life when it comes to what is going on. Especially if he's older and married. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. That's just the way it fucking is. It's fucking weird, guys. And you shouldn't do it. Unless your mom is a sex therapist, which I still say don't. She has colleagues, you can talk to them about it. You just shouldn't. And if you do, you're the fucking problem. Nope. Nope. And if you live with your child, there has to be, if you're at your son's house, there has to be rules. And if it's your house and your kid's having to live with you and the daughter is or the girlfriend is, there's got to be rules, but there's also got to be rules of them alone time. Your son came out of your VAJAYJAY, but your son will never go back into your VAJAYJAY. Do you understand that? Your son came out of your VAJAYJAY, but should never go back in your VAJAYJAY. And I think we could probably agree that 100% of people believe this. Unless you listen in Arkansas, I heard maybe 99.1% believe this, but should never go back. So therefore, you should support him. You should support him. Help him be strong. Help him. Make him pay his own bills. Make him get a degree. That's what you're doing as a mom. Let him take care of himself. Let him do his own laundry. Because you know what this is going to do for him when he's married? He's going to understand how to do all of this shit. And then maybe she won't have to worry so much. Because he knows how to take care of himself. And you, as a mom, did a great job. Now, I'll tell you this. I couldn't get my son to pick up a damn plate. And I'm going to be the first mom to tell you that I catered on that boy way more, and my daughter, way more than I should have. Now, there was a few things I never did. I ain't going to clean your fucking room. And if I come in your room while you're a kid and clean your fucking room, you're going to hope I didn't clean your fucking room. That was a noted fact with me. I cooked dinner, I cooked breakfast, I cooked lunch. This is what you're going to fucking get. If you didn't like it, I was okay with going, I don't really want this. Not fixing you something else. And you aren't even, unless you're buying the food, can go get something else. You know what I mean? Because this is what we're having. But I will tell you this. My son grows up and he moves to his own house. And let's say we go over to his house for dinner. And let's say his wife is fixing this big old meal for us. And let's say we sit down on this big old meal that looks amazing. And then his wife goes, "Oh, this is so great. I love spaghetti, and I just knew you guys would love my spaghetti." And then she stops, and we're all eating, and everybody's eating. And she goes, "Yes." And I hear him say, "You put mushrooms in it." And she goes, "Yeah, I did. But my mom don't like mushrooms." Honey, let me just stop you there. Your mama is a grown-ass adult, son. And your mama, being a grown-ass adult, can eat this woman's food that she happily prepared for me. And you ain't got to worry about what I like and don't like. Because you know what? Imma eat this shit happily because your wife fixed it for me. That's what I'm gonna do. You don't need to worry about what your mama like and what your mama don't like. You need to worry about telling your wife she fixed a good meal, and let's have a good laugh here. That's what you do, guys. You mamas with those mamas boys out there, you think you taught your good boys how? You know what you need to do? You need to teach your boys how to respect their wives, so maybe their wives will like you too. Instead of cutting in places you should not be, like the honeymoon. Oh, this is one time I wish some people that were on a TV show would listen to this stupid ass podcast of mine. Because of that little redheaded, I don't remember. Okay, first of all, she wasn't little. She was tall. She was a tall, redheaded, older lady, and that I'm not going to go on looks because I'm not the most beautiful person ever. Okay. But the more this lady did, and the more she stepped in, and the more she ignored everything that the daughter said, that they already had kids now. She has 2 kids. This couple is married and they're going on their honeymoon. This mom went on the honeymoon with this couple and took the 2 kids. Now, it might sound like a great setup, which no, it's not. So I'm gonna just call her the redhead. She knows who I am. You're the fucked up problem here because you should have kept those kids at home so your son could have taken his new bride that you want her to like you. He should have taken her on the best little honeymoon for 3 or 4 days that they could have while you watched those kids at home, is what should have happened. And then you know what? They might have come back happy and wanted to do more with you. But since you're getting that little red-headed, like, oh, yeah, I'm here to watch the grandkids. No, the fuck you're not. Get yourself off TV. You need to go date. I don't know how you got the date with that guy. I bet somebody on the network set it up because there ain't no way in hell you pulled him. But let's go to the next one. I'm not even going to say the names, but you know who you are. You have that big house and you built that one with the sun with that little bird ass gold. What was that? And I like cool shit, but that faucet you bought for a bathroom in your boy's house that should have never been in yours anyway. That was that was the tackiest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I wear tacky shit right now. I have orange cones on my ears now. That's tacky as fuck. And I'm saying that you're expensive. It said. Oh my gosh, if you haven't seen this, go watch it. Actually, just push in Mama's Boys, TLC, Gold, Tacky, Faucet. It's horrible. And then you have all this money and you might want to go have some job work done or something because you have all this money. You can build a house for your son behind. He can't even diddle a girl in the house without you looking through your binoculars. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm going to wish the worst thing on all of you, mama girl, all you right there. I hope you never get to experience a grandbaby's in your hand because you don't deserve it if this is how you go and fuck a boy up when you have it out of your VAJAY. What's going to happen when your son has a boy? I wouldn't let you be a part of his life. Be fucking him up too. So yeah, so I'm just saying. I'm thinking you might be the fucking problem. But yeah, so in the midst of watching this show and realizing that I couldn't believe these people were real. I'm thinking TLC is writing movie scripts and they're putting them on in reality shows and there's like directors of this stuff and this is ridiculous. I just can't believe this is real people. Every one of those mothers should be ashamed of themselves. There is no reason you should be treating your son like that. Repeat after me, people. If it comes out of your vajayjay, it should never come back in your vajayjay. I don't know. That just might be my soap shit box today, if you know what I mean. But repeat after me. Out of my VAJAY, never back in my VAJAY. And that's what you girls are acting like. Let them branch out. Let them get married. Do you know what? Let me tell you how good it feels when you have let your man or your daughter, there could be daddy girls, grow up and have kids of their own. It's the most amazing thing to see your kids become parents of their own. And Christmas is how they're treating their own kids and their grandkids. And you know what? That's what being a good mom's about. Raising your kids, letting them move out, letting them do their stuff. Yeah, they're going to fail. Yeah, they might get divorces. I know. It makes me cry too. But you know, it's just what happens. Circle of life, baby. Remember, if it comes out of your vajayjay, it shall never go back in your vajayjay. You know? And once you get married, that is your family. You accept the family that wants to come in with you. You know? I just got married. For a year and a half, we've been blending, which really we don't need to because we have grown ass kids. And you know, year and a half into this, I realized we don't have to do things with all of them. It's okay. You know what? So I'm sure after a couple of weeks of not hearing from me, this rambled on just a little bit. So, since I've told you everything I know and a lot of shit that I just think's my opinions, until next time, thank God you're not my child.